Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. Well, what a boring 0-0 draw that was last night. I mean, I think that game's got to be one of the biggest anti-climaxes of the season. Got all the build-up. We normally listen. If you look back on that Arsenal versus Manchester United over the years, has been the highlight of the season, not just for Arsenal and Manchester United fans, but for many neutral fans. People look forward to that game because you're going to get a lot of attacking football, a lot of skill, a lot of chances. And that game last night was so low on quality, so flat as a game. I mean, basically, you had two teams there, in my opinion, that were desperate not to lose. Manchester United came, didn't really show a lot of ambition. Apart from the chance near the end, and there was a chance right at the start where Arteta gave away the ball to RVP, there wasn't hardly anything for Szczesny to do. And he pulled off a world-class save near the end to keep us in the game, by the way, from Robin van Persie. But there wasn't a lot for him to do. I mean, United just didn't really create anything. And then us, same sort of thing. We had chances. I mean, Olivier Giroud had 3 gilt-edged chances. One in particular, a free header, which he should be burying. Let's face it. I like Olivier Giroud, but that is a chance that I thought to myself, if it was Higuain, for instance, I think that's a goal. And that is some of the criticisms of Olivier Giroud, that he's not clinical enough. Great player. He's done brilliantly for Arsenal this season, particularly away from home in those games where he's had to play that lone striker role. But in these sort of games against Manchester United, against your Chelseas, where you're only going to get limited chances because you're up against very good defences, when they come, you've got to take it. And he didn't take it last night. And in the end, it was a very flat, a very sort of dead game. I mean, we had a lot of possession. We passed it around a lot, but we were trying to do too many passes. And worryingly for me, we seem to lack that pace in behind. We really are missing Theo Walcott. I mean, the amount of times I've argued with fans of our club who've told me that they don't rate Theo Walcott, and I've told them, listen, you're underestimating how good that guy does. He scored 20 goals for us last season. He scored, I think, about 15 the season before. He brings goals to the table, and he would have been made for that game last night. He would have been able to get in behind that Manchester United defence with his pace. And without him, we are missing that pace in behind. We've got a lot of players in that midfield that are very similar, intricate passing, very skillful, but don't have that pace to get in behind their defence. And in the end, it was just, it was a very flat game. Arsenal, again, guilty of not taking shots on goal. And why Arsene Wenger did not bring on Lucas Podolski, it sort of says to me that it looks to me like Arsene Wenger does not trust Lucas Podolski. He doesn't trust Lucas Podolski. He doesn't trust Nicolas Bendtner, because Giroud last night was having a terrible game in the second half. And I think under normal circumstances, if you trust a centre forward to come on and replace him, it would have been then. You take Giroud off, you say, listen, you've missed a couple of chances, you're not having a great night, let me get somebody else in there. And the fact that he had 3 centre forwards on that bench, Yaya Sanogo, Lucas Podolski and Nicolas Bendtner, and didn't bring any of them on, tells me one of two things. Either he was just settling for a draw and he just said to himself, you know what, I don't want to mess up here and lose this game. It would be catastrophic. So let me just take the draw. Or number 2, he doesn't trust any of those strikers in a big game because it needed changing. And it really just petered out into being a really disappointing game. And a lot of fans very unhappy at the end of the game. Boos ringing out. I think a lot of that those boos was because right at the end of the game, Arsenal got the ball, could have attacked, and instead of attacking, opted to pass the ball around in defence and just play it safe. And I thought fans were really upset at that. And I think that could have been the reason why you got so many boos at the end of the game. But listen, we should be putting a team like Manchester United, at this present Manchester United, away. I saw nothing from United last night. I mean, I can see now why United fans are so depressed at the moment about their team. They are so flat. And they were there for the taking last night, and we didn't do it. And it's 2 points dropped, definitely. Let's see what you guys had to say about the game. We go to Loke, and he says, we just don't show up against the big teams. No pace at all on the pitch. And sadly, Giroud is just not good enough to play with Ozil. James Johnson says, 1 point out of a possible 6 against Manchester United is woeful. Mesut Ozil gets his stick, but nobody runs onto the balls that he plays. And that's very true. He had a lot of possession last night. I thought there was a fan in our fan talks, you got to watch that, he's criticising Mesut Ozil heavily, and I can't agree with that fan at all. I thought Ozil had a good game last night, but there was nobody there. There was nobody showing, you know what I mean? There's nobody trying to get in behind so that he could play a ball into them. And also, one criticism I do have of Mesut Ozil, he needs to shoot more. Gets himself into good positions, but always looking for that extra pass. Dewi Saputra says, disciplined performances, but no attacking combination. Giroud, great hold-up play, but we needed to change this game a bit. And I agree with that. Listen, when we play that system that we've been playing for all this season with Giroud up front on his own, when it's working, it's brilliant. But what happens when it's not working? And that's what a lot of fans are asking Arsene Wenger. What happens when that doesn't work? Like last night, it's not working. What? What do you do to change it? What's your plan B? Do you have a plan B? And I think that is what a lot of fans are saying at the moment, that we are way too predictable. If it doesn't work that way, what else do we have? Ahmed Al-Hatri says, Giroud very poor again tonight, and you have to question why Podolski wasn't brought on. For me, that was 2 points drop. I agree with that. Le Snow says, I think Szczesny and Koscielny played great. Giroud should have finished off at least one of those chances, but we're still in the race. Defence was excellent last night. I thought Gibbs as well last night was absolutely brilliant. Why has Nacho Monreal been starting in front of Kieran Gibbs? I don't know. He showed last night why he should be starting every one of his big games. Flirt Zuka says, Ozil showed everyone what a player he is. I was impressed by Gibbs, how well he did against the Giants. And he said, let's win our next 2 games. We have to win those next 2 games. JJ says, lack of cohesion, final ball and physicality. The 2 centre-halves need to recycle the ball better, and we need goals from midfield. Liam says, Wenger has got to go, he says. He says he's outdated and hasn't modernised to the game and has a poor financial tactics. And he goes on to say, that I haven't got the rest of it. I think he was going to say the only reason he's there is because I don't know what he said. But Liam, obviously, very unhappy with Arsene Wenger, wants Wenger out. I think, listen, we are still second in the league. We're still second in the Premier League, 1 point. I know we faltered recently, but we're still in there with a chance. I think it's way too early to be saying those sort of things. Jamil R says, Arteta isn't the player he was. We missed the physical presence of Flamini. He'll be back for the Liverpool game. And he's saying Song would have been perfect right now. Listen, Song is history. He's gone. And Let's Win Trophies, final one. He says, I didn't see any fight or drive to win. Do we have a chance against Bayern, City, Spurs, Chelsea or Everton away? They're all better than Manchester United. Listen, we're going to have to step up. If we're going to win this league, we've got to be beating teams like Manchester United. Luckily enough, we're still in it because teams have been slipping up. I mean, it's just, you saw even last night with Liverpool, they nearly lost to Fulham, managed to get a penalty right at the end. And now Liverpool only 3 points behind us and hitting a real patch of form. This is a dangerous time for Arsenal. It really is a dangerous time. The next couple of games are must-win games. Liverpool at home in the FA Cup. We need to win that. And I'm thinking to myself, what team is Arsene Wenger going to put out? Because we've got Bayern Munich on the Wednesday. So will he rest Giroud? I presume he will do. What does that mean? Does that mean Nicholas Bentner starts that game from the start? This is the problem of not buying anybody in the January transfer window. And, you know, I'm a bit worried about these games. Bayern Munich now, You know, we're going to have to be on... I mean, we'll have to play miles better than what we played last night if we've to have any chance against Bayern Munich. And then we've got the games against, I think, is Sunderland following that. That's a must-win game. We can't afford slip-ups now. The team, you could see the confidence there was a bit low and they were trying to, you know, fight their way through it. They closed down really well. Defence last night, brilliant. They obviously made a concerted effort to make sure that it wasn't going to be like Saturday. So well done to them. But we've got to offer more up front. And I think the manager, Arsene Wenger, who I love, I think at the moment he needs to come up with another tactic. If the Olivier Giroud thing is not working up front on his own, what is our next plan to dismantle these teams? Because we should have won that game last night. We should have put Manchester United away. But listen, as I said, we're still second in the league. Robbie, get some perspective here. Still second in the league. I know it was an anticlimax. I know you're disappointed, but we're going to do this. Now listen, don't forget to visit our shop. You can get stuff like this, our hoodies. You can get varsity jackets, whole host of t-shirts, as you know. So check that out in our shop. Don't forget, we started our brand new feature, the Gooner Cam. Now, if you go to a game, or even if you're filming at home, or you know you're at a pub and you're filming with some friends, and you want to send us in the footage of that so that we can post it to our millions of followers, all you've got to do is go to ArsenalFanTV.com website and have a look at the Gooner Cam page, and it will tell you how to send in your videos. It gives you a three-step guide of how to send your videos into us. We've already had some coming in, and the best ones we're going to feature live on our channel. So that's so it's all about Sunday now. Liverpool at home, a chance for revenge. I mean, it's going to be a tough game. Liverpool are going to come. They'll bring their strongest team. They haven't got worry about Champions League. They can just concentrate 100% on that. So expect to see Suarez, Sterling, Sturridge, Gerrard, the old mob. They'll all be there. What team are we going to put out? I presume we're going to have to rest Giroud, which means Bentner maybe, Podolski, Yaya Sanogo. I'm a little bit worried about that game. What would be a brilliant morale booster is if we go out there on Sunday, play with a lot of confidence, play with a lot of style, and put right that defeat against Liverpool. That will be able to kick us on to the next level. Win the next two games against Liverpool and Bayern, and it'll be all on the up again. It's all down to the players, and they need to deliver.
At this football club, I'm sorry. I mean, he tries hard, he really does try hard, but there's nothing there. His layoffs are all wrong.
There wasn't that desire that a title-winning team has to go and win the league. I'm so disappointed today.